everyone, it's Elta. Welcome back to a brand new video. In this one I'm gonna show you how to make Dirhhennia butterfly one from the show Star vs. the Forces of Evil. So let's get started. I started first of all with a foam ball. You can find these balls like in craft stores. And I took my craft knife very carefully and started removing a piece of the ball to make it flat on one side. Make sure you don't cut half of the ball, cut like a bit less than half. As you can see, this made a mess. So please work on an area you can clean up because this was a nightmare. As you can see, this is how it looks like after I removed this part of the ball and I decided to make it a little bigger. As you can tell, I carved it, and after I'm done with carving this part, I place it onto a piece of thin foam and trace around it to create a circle. We're gonna use this to make the part that we carved like very flat. If you have wood glue, you could use wood glue like in many layers, but what I did was trace it, cut it out, and actually glue it onto the styrofoam like this so it would be smooth on the top, because after carving it, it was very crumbly and kind of hard to work with, and I couldn't possibly paint on there. So yeah, I did that. And after we did this, I took some polyvinyl glue and I just covered the whole thing in about 5 layers, I think I did. And after that, I painted the whole thing black. You don't have to paint the flat part black, but I decided to do it so it would be easier to start with the base later. After the black, I also sealed the paint with more glue, and I did about 3 layers this time, so you don't have to go hammer this time. As you can tell, this is the flat part and it's completely black. I painted on top of the foam, of course, and this is what it looked like. After that, I took some white acrylic paint and painted the inside, leaving a black border. If you look at the reference picture that I provided at the start of the video, which is from the Star vs. the Forces of Evil book of spells, there is a black border around the white on the 8 balls, so yeah, please do that. You can paint it white and then do the border, but I decided to do it like this, and then with a toothpick and a lot of patience. And this is actually not my final product. I did like 5 or 6 attempts at this because I kept messing up. I painted the border and the 8. Experiment with this and try different techniques with brushes, toothpicks, all that stuff to get the best result possible. After that, I made a little bowl out of air dry clay, and as you can see in the previous picture, I placed that on the bowl so it would have a little bit of flat edge, and I spray painted it with a bronze. You need a bronze spray paint for this because it's gonna save you so much time. Trust me, it's gonna be really good for this. And as you can see, I just glued it on top, and I will have a little bronze bowl on top. I also took one of these wooden sticks and just stuck it up the black bowl. I just pushed it in there, and after I pushed it in, I took it out, put some glue, and put it in again so it would stay very firm. Now we're gonna take a smaller styrofoam bowl to make the second bowl of this one because it has 2 bowls. As you can see, it's smaller than the first one, and I wish I had chosen a little bit of a smaller one, but I used this one and I can't change it. So I used my craft knife to use the same technique again. I flattened the edge. This time I cut almost half the bowl, like it was, I cut it like a little bit, look at that, I just cut half the bowl, yeah. So I cut it in half, and for this one we're not gonna use a foam to make it soft and smooth. We're gonna use a different technique because it has a different style. What I did was actually take air dry clay, as you're gonna see in the next clip, and just covered it up with a thin layer of air dry clay so it was smooth and perfect. Take your time with this, use as much clay as you want. The more clay you use, the heavier the one will be, so keep that in mind. Because after this part, you're gonna need to put this little ball on top. So what I did was, after the clay down was smooth, I took a bit of the air dry clay and pressed it on there and smoothed it out very much to make the inside red bowl. After that, like the first part, I painted it. I primed it with glue first, 5 layers. I painted it black and red and sealed it again with glue, just like the upper bowl. After that, I took a piece of foam and wrapped it around to make the handle. And as you can see, I put a little bit of glue in between the balls that I painted black afterwards, so you couldn't see the glue, obviously. Make sure you wrap the stick and leave a little bit at the bottom. As you can see here, I left the pointy part completely bare because we're going to use this later. I used the green foam, so I painted it white so it would be easier to make it bronze. I used a spray paint again to paint it bronze, and it worked really well. As you can see, the little pointy edge is still bare because we're going to use it right now. Well, my hands look terrible here, oh my god. Okay, whatever though, I took the foam and cut out two little circular pieces. They're more of ovals. So cut out two ovals from this, and we're gonna stick them right there. As you can see, I took some hot glue and glued it on there. The same I did with the other one, and the in-between I filled with hot glue. You can stick them together so there is no in-between. You can put clay. There are many things you can do for the down part a little bit, but I decided I would fill it up with some glue because I had glue and I didn't know what to do with it. But you can definitely fill it up with clay if you want to. This is just I'm just giving you options here. Next, we're gonna make the wings. I started by making a pattern of the wings. It was kind of hard for some reason. I don't know why it was so hard for me to draw these wings, but it took me a while. Then I traced the pattern onto some felt. I used white felt, obviously, because they're white wings. You can also use cardboard, you can use paper, like cardstock paper. You can use many things for the wings, but I decided to use this because they were going to be nice and soft. After that, I cut them out with scissors. I don't know what else you could cut them out with because it's felt, so I would suggest scissors. And I stuck them on, and this is the final product. I'm super happy with it, and I love it. It looks great next to my other one, and I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. It's also good to be making tutorials after so long. Thank you all so much for watching these, and I hope that I'll see you in the next one. Love you all. Bye!